you everybody for coming out this morning. The powers of the internet is what we're here to learn about today. Gary, I've known Gary's name for 30 years in this industry. And whether we go to the internet for business or not, whether we want to or not, it's there. And the newer breed of real estate agents is using the internet for business. Older breed, maybe not so much, but it's there whether we like it or not. So I thought it would be great to have Gary in and explain a program, an app, everything that he has to offer regarding the internet and the use of this app. So let's welcome Gary. Thank you for coming.
Oh, thank you. And I appreciate the opportunity to be here and share all of this stuff that we've learned over the last 20 years and share it to you in this short little time period. And I'm going to try to put it all in there so you can learn as much as you can.
Excellent. Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. And when you talk about the older people, you're talking about me too.
Oh, me too.
I call we're seniors. My dad, who passed away last year, 94, when he wanted something, he says he never touched a computer, doesn't have Facebook, doesn't have an email address, zero, none of this stuff. But guess what? When he wanted information, he asked the kids, can you go to the internet and get this for me? Can you go there? Can you get this? He was using the internet through us, right? He said, go get this for me. I want that complete explanation. And we did a lot of health issues and stuff like that, researching them. And then you could talk to the doctor a little more knowledgeably and stuff like that. So he always used the internet. And I'm sure that people in this room know if you can make a contact and get somebody to help you through the internet, bingo, and it can help you do a deal, you're going to kind of want to do that. And that's been happening. In fact, just to show you the deals that are going on, can everyone bring up the app? The people at home that are listening to this now, plus the recording in the future, you'll see on the screen the app and a shortcut. And we're going to explain the difference between an app and a shortcut. And it's important, I think, for you to understand it. And everything I talk about, sometimes I compare it, that it can be the difference between doing a deal and not doing a deal. Sometimes people have a phone that it goes dead by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Does anybody have a phone that goes dead quickly and you got to try to charge it before the evening's over? Okay, everybody's got pretty good phones now. Yes. Because the last year or two, did anybody have troubles on your first phones? Yeah. Everybody had trouble on their first phones. An app uses a tiny bit of resources, and you want all these apps, and you get so many of them, it goes dead, drains the battery. But a shortcut uses up zero resources, zero. It looks like an app, but it's a shortcut. And so that's important because later on today, we're going to be showing you how you should be getting every one of your customers to put your website as a shortcut on their phone. Can you imagine if you have 1, 2, 3, 400 people in your database? And every single one of your customers, the next wedding you go to, can it be wonderful if everybody at that wedding had your real estate website as a shortcut on their phone? Would that be a good marketing plan for this next year for each and every one of you? Yes. Is that worth coming to this session just for that? Okay. Now, some people will say, oh, no, I don't want any more apps. You tell them there's a difference between an app and a shortcut. And the other one you have to download it, but this one here, you can actually just go to a website. I've got a website that I'd like you to go to, a Remax website. See if I can bring it up here. Hang on one second. There's one by Bill. There's one. I'd like you to go to RajandSandyHomes.com, please. And I'm going to just open the internet. I'm using Google Chrome. You can use Safari. I'm going to type it in, Raj and Sandy Homes.com. Go. Raj and Sandy Homes.com. Put that in there. And the people at home, you know something, I better connect this for the people at home. I'm just going to do it a different way. But I think I can do it here. I'm going to open it up. Sign in with the webinar ID number. 434-434-190.
Raj and Sandy Homes.
219. Go.
All gone.
RajandSandyHomes.com.
So that's their
Find the
website.
webinar in progress. I'm putting my phone on the internet so you can see almost exactly what it looks like.
They would be getting lots of visitors today.
Okay.
Welcome to the webinar. And it's
Make presenter.
Homes are, homes, plural, right?
Yeah.
They will be
Options. Okay. And let's see if we can do that right there. Share your screen. There we go. Okay, so for the people at home, we're about to share the screen of a mobile phone here. Let's see, stop sharing. Okay, we want to share a screen. And there's the front of my mobile device. You can see it on the screen. Okay, at the same time. I think it's right here. You can see it better. Now, I want to open RajandSandyHomes.com, and there it is. There's a sample Remax website. Okay, this one happens to be Incom, but you could use Agent Locator. There's 30 different website companies that we work with here. And up at the top, you're going to see something special called a hamburger button. That menu is a hamburger. We call it a hamburger button. So on the hamburger button, click on the menu, and you're going to see that people can search property listings, but there's something on this menu that you don't have yet. Exclusives, yeah. Spotted it right away, good job. Okay, click on exclusives, and you are going to see a drop-down box come on the screen. Okay, now, if you're interested in residential, I'm going to suggest you click on World Residential, Mostly Exclusive. Click on that. And did it come up?
Yes.
For some reason, mine's not coming up. It's come up.
Let's find something. They came in here.
Is it? You've got it coming up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so for some reason, I don't know why mine's not coming up. Isn't that something? Right when you want to do it. Maybe I'm overloading this phone. I'm going to give it a moment to try to come in by itself. Okay, so World Residential, go down to the bottom and click on Search Database. Click on Search Database. At the bottom of the form, click on Search Database. Did you manage to get it?
Mostly exclusive.
You're going to click on Exclusive. Okay, you got it coming up. You've got it coming up. Good show.
And then what we do?
I just want you to click on Search Database so that you got the residential listings coming up on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, I wish I could show them here, but for some reason mine's not. Maybe I can try it again. Try it again for residential. That's the first time that's ever happened. I don't know why. Maybe I have a weak connection. You know something? I'm going to switch to the Wi-Fi that we have here in the office. I was using my own, but you've got a pretty good Wi-Fi here, Simone. So I'm going to go to Remax Performance 5G, and I'm going to put it in. I don't want people to know it because I'm broadcasting it over the internet. So don't tell me the phone number. I hope I got it. Hang on, I think I wrote it down here. Yeah, I think I got it. Okay, so connect. Let's see if I'm connecting. You can see it connecting right there, right? There it is right there, connecting. This is my phone. Checking the quality internet connection right there. Connected. It says connected. All right, and let's go back to Raj and Sandy Homes. There it is. It popped right in. Okay, so your connection is very good here. Remax, the best.
5G.
Okay, 5G actually. Okay. At one time, we didn't know what 5G was. It was $5,000. That's all we knew. Okay, and I'm going to go down and I'm going to search the database, and it pops up right away. Oh, this is marvelous. This is very, very good. Hang on. Maybe I've got to still show my screen somehow. Oh, I think I know what happened. Go to meeting. There it is. I'm still sharing. I should still be sharing. For some reason, it's not. It looks like it's the go to meeting that maybe is not getting up to speed there. Anyways, in the room, everybody's got that on the screen, right? Okay, here's the big test and why we're doing this. Let's pretend that people brought this, all of your customers have this on their phone. And they see a listing that they like here. Pick one that they like, and I'm gonna start with you, okay? Try to click on one of those listings and tell me if you can do it.
Take the cottage.
Just click on it,
Number
yes.
3, cottage.
Okay. And it turns out that you can't click on it, right?
Yeah.
Question for you now. If this is your website and they cannot click on it, who do they have to call? If this is your website,
The company.
no, if this is your website,
Yeah.
who do they have to call for more information? You. Give me a high five. If this is your website, who do they have to call? Give me a high five. Give me a high five. You tell me if this isn't fantastic. Isn't that fantastic? In other words, if you have these on your website, they have to call you.
Yes.
Isn't that marvelous? They can't call anybody else because we don't publish the names and numbers of the other brokers. If you could click on that, who would they get?
The original.
They would get the original broker.
Yes.
And if they get the original broker and go buy the property with the original broker, is that broker gonna call you back and say thank you?
No.
No. Let's talk about the MLS. On the MLS, does the MLS show addresses? It gives you a listing broker and it also shows the address. So if a customer comes to your website on an MLS listing and they see the address, is it possible that they might drive by the property first?
It's happening, yes.
And if they drive by the property first and they see the sign for sale sign on the property, is it possible they call the other broker?
Yes.
And if they do a deal with that other broker, does that other broker call you back and say thank you? No, and yet you were the one on the website spending all the money, getting websites, figuring out how to do all this stuff, and busy triggering leads. Now, the bottom line is, the MLS is the backbone of our industry. Agree or disagree? Absolutely agree. This is the backbone of our industry, but it's not the only way. When cars were first built, they built a car. Somebody later said, well, we also need a truck. This is what I'm suggesting is happening today. The MLS is like the Mercedes-Benz. It's the, like the good vehicle for our industry, the best in the world. There's nothing else better in the world for MLS written listing agreement. You have to have a written listing agreement to put it on MLS. Does anybody know when MLS started? Take a guess. Just throw out me a number. 19 whatever. What year? 1950s? 54s? 56?
60.
Would you believe the 1880s?
Wow.
Would you believe that? The late 1880s, where brokers like this got together and says, I've been trying to sell my property, but listen, I know you got a buyer, but tell you what, I'll let you help sell my property if you let me help sell your properties. That was the beginning of MLS. This is the same thing with information. And I'm going to show you later, this all started out of a book by Bill Gates that I read over 25 years ago. How to share information on the internet, how to make it apply to our industry. And I go through a lot of trials and tribulations. I'm going to write a book someday of all the issues that I've had to deal with. People, for instance, like they're not cooperating, so they just forget about the service. What I say about services like this is that it's like having a flat tire in your car. If something doesn't work on your car, do you take it to a mechanic to get it fixed? You don't abandon the car. You talk to the owners of whether it's wherever website company that you subscribe to. If you have a problem with them, why don't you give them a chance to fix it? If you're not getting traffic to your website, why not call those website people and say, listen, I'm not getting any calls. I'm not getting any leads. Can you give me a hand? How about Google? How many people are paying Google ads right now in this room? Anybody? Okay. Are you getting leads and doing sales?
Not much.
That's right. I'm getting that from all over the industry.
Wow.
He's taking the leadership to experiment to try to figure this stuff out. And I'm doing the same thing. So I call them up and I'm getting 10,000 hits. I'm getting 20,000 hits. I'm getting all kinds of hits, but I'm not getting any calls. I'm a broker. You're brokers and salespeople. I want to measure it. If somebody calls me on the phone and I can go show a property and they make an offer and I sell it and I make 15,000 bucks, I know it's working. They can tell me I get 1 million hits. Something's wrong. I'll tell you what, one of the things that's wrong with the pay-per-click, that we're just learning as an industry. We're really on the cutting edge.
Yeah.
But now you got the instruments. These are the most beautiful instruments, all these devices here. This is helping us. I'm going to use any term you want, and I'll say residential real estate or say homes for sale. Let's say homes for sale. Somebody searches that, but did you know that if somebody, I'm going to use the term Kingston, Ontario homes for sale, or just Kingston homes for sale. This one broker was getting, when he went to Google, they said, you're getting hundreds of thousands of hits. I said, did you get any calls? He was like, no. What the heck's going on? Anybody know?
Someone else did that.
Yeah. Actually, what happened was people were searching for Kingston, Jamaica. And who's paying for all the clicks? He was. Because if somebody clicks, there's no charge when your information comes up. It's free. You can see your website there. But if somebody clicks on it, then you have to pay. If it's $1 a click, $2 a click, 50 cents, 10 cents. We used to start with 10 cents and be the first ones all the time. So you have to examine your keywords. Let's say it's homes for sale. Did you know if somebody searches the word for, F-O-R, and they can end up with your website and click on it. If they click on the word sale, and they might be looking for clothes or cameras or something, they click on sale. If they click on it and go to your website, you just got charged. It wasn't for real estate. So that you have to pay attention when you're in the Google Analytics and you're analyzing your words, your keywords, that you want those 3 words together. Homes for sale. I'll pay $1 if somebody clicks on that and goes to my website, because I've got the MLS on my website they can see, and you can have exclusive information that no one else has. Then you have a better chance. Do you see the little fine points that we have to make? It's not just generalization anymore. You got to sort of delve into it a little bit better than normal. Okay, let's move. Any questions so far?
How much did Sandy Hook just get charged?
I'm sorry?
How much did Raj get charged for us clicking on his website?
Nothing right now because I gave it to you in the room.
It's not a big one.
A website can come up free for everybody, but if you register in Google what they call pay-per-click, within 48 hours, every single one of you can be at the top of the search engine. Every one of you. Pay-per-click. That's how Google's making billions of dollars. They're pitting you against him. Who's going to pay more for the website to get to the top? How about you? You want to pay $2, $1, 50 cents? You got the best chance, $2. That's Google. They're just grabbing money from everybody. Okay, to get to the top of the search engine. And so when it comes up, if you don't have the right keywords or things, you can be wasting money. And so people have tried it and then they gave up. Go ahead, question.
Really a movement, the screen is changing because of this.
Oh, yes.
Your screen.
Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, what I wanted to show here, of course, was the fact that you can have listings on your website from ICIWorld. These listings come from ICIWorld. How much does it cost? By the way, does everyone have a copy of this? Yeah, it's called the application. Can you have a quick look? Because I want you to evaluate as we go through here, because you wonder at the end how much this stuff is costing. How does this guy make his money? That kind of thing. You need one of everything here. You gotta come up and get one of everything. How much does it cost a membership in the ICIWorld Real Estate Broker Society? How much does it cost? It's on the application.
271?
1 year.
How much is it normally?
271.20.
That's the special.
360.47.
How much?
Should be 319 plus HST.
Yeah, 41.47. What is it? 360.47.
360.47 is correct. That's how much it is year to year. People join, that's what it is. Today, what's the special?
240.
240 for the 1 year. If you're interested in anything I'm talking about, you can join for 240. You do not leave this room unless you get our corporate card. Where is it here? We'll tell you about this a little bit later here. And there it is there. There's the corporate card right there. If you do join today, you get one of these. Literally hundreds of dollars of discounts throughout the year. I'll explain that in a little while. You get that. And if you are interested today, that's where you join up. You actually click on nreils.com and you can sign up from there. Look for Canada. And everyone in this room qualifies for a special when I do these seminars. 18 months for 240. Okay?
What about the residential real estate? Do you have an exclusive for residential?
Yeah, I was just showing you. You just look.
Commercial, right?
These, everyone knows us as commercial because we were doing commercial for 20 years. But 5 years ago, we learned how to separate the residential from the commercial. We now do residential, and residential is big time on ICIWorld. And I'm going to be using some samples here today on how you can be working pre-construction homes, VIP condos, how you can be working properties coming for sale, how you can be working assignments, all kinds of properties. If somebody says, I have a home for sale, but I don't want to give you a listing, but I will pay you a commission, I'm going to show you how to work that real estate opportunity to make money. And it can help you get listings as a result, because if you don't sell it, the people are going to see all the action you're giving them, and it helps you get all the FSBOs that are in this whole area. They should be in your hands as an opportunity, because you have a much better chance of getting a buyer than they do. And I'm going to cover that. So residential is big time today, more than I even thought. 50% of all the residential listings on ICIWorld are now residential, or are exclusive. They're residential listings on ICIWorld. 50% of them are residential, are exclusive.
When you click on exclusive, it takes you to very commercial, mostly exclusive.
Well, click on residential at the bottom. Click on residential at the bottom. When you go to the app, you have 3 choices: commercial, businesses, residential, or FSBOs. And then you'll see them. Okay, let's move on here. So you can use the app. You've all got it on your phone. There's no charge until you wish to advertise. How does it look like on your website? Well, I'm going to click on exclusive. And let's say you are a residential agent, and I'm going to show you all how to make money. And this is good for retired brokers. It's good for referral brokers. And in fact, you could be part-time. I'm suggesting you never give up your license for the rest of your life. You keep it registered here. I'm going to show you why. Let's say that you're retired and you're in Florida and you're sitting by the pool sipping on a pina colada. Somebody comes to your website that you still have. And let's say they go here and they click on, let's say, Ontario Commercial. You're a residential agent. Is it possible that somebody could go to your website and see these commercial listings? Yeah. Yeah. All the people that own $1 and $2 and $3 million homes and more, they work at places, they work at businesses. And it's possible they might want to invest. They might want to invest in real estate. Where did 90% of the millionaires in the world make their money? In real estate. Quick question, go ahead.
Yeah. Who puts these things on? Like, FSBOs?
Oh, the FSBOs?
Yeah. How do you
They're put on by the public, free.
On your,
We have a whole database, number 2, of 15,000 listings put on by the public, free. But who are the only people that can access the contact information?
You subscribe.
You, the members. I'll be demonstrating that in a moment. But let's say somebody comes to your website and they're interested in investing in an apartment building. I'm going to click on apartment buildings. Would you like to have over 300 apartment buildings on your website? Who would like that on their website? There it is. How much does it cost to get that?
Whatever it is.
That's the 240. Or $30 a month. If you want to go, you can start $30 a month. That's another option.
Dollar a day, dollar a day.
A buck a day. It's even less than that if you do the 18 months for 240. How much does 18 months for 240 work out to a day? I wouldn't mind that. Anyways, there's the listings. Now, here's how to handle it. People are going to say, I'm not a commercial broker, I'm residential. Yeah, but you can do something very, very special. Just like a general practitioner doctor. I'm going to explain what I'm getting at here. Let's say somebody comes here and they're looking for, I don't know, any one of these. There's a daycare center, Burlington property. And they're interested in this property for $3.5 million. They're going to call you up and they're going to say, I'm interested in message number 370513 on your website. Can you help me?
Let's say it again. I'm sorry.
Somebody's going to call you up someday because you've got these listings on your website. And they're going to say, I'm interested in message number 370513. Can you help me? You should say, yes, I can help you. I will have someone call you back. You can get a hold of the other broker who's got that listing. And you can say, I have a lead for you. Is a 25% referral commission okay with you? That's a 5-minute phone call. It's averaging $3,000 to $10,000. In this particular case, it's $3 million something. The commission could be 120 grand. 60,000 to the selling agent, 60,000 to the listing agent. You would make 25% of the selling portion, which is $15,000 for doing a 5-minute referral. Is that nice to do? You bet it is. If you have these listings on your website, you have a chance. Any fishermen in the crowd here? Any fishermen? I hardly meet fish. Oh, fishermen. We live closest to God when we're out fishing. We just love it out there. And I came 10th in the International Classic catching fish in Lake Ontario. I fished almost every weigh-in station around Lake Ontario at one time, many years ago. If you don't put a line in the water, you have no chance to put food on the table. This is like fishing. This is marketing. Marketing is a lot like fishing because right now you don't know where your next deal is coming from. But if you can put this on your website, and then there's another big deal, we'll talk about that in a separate session. What good is a website if you don't have any traffic to your website? You might as well not even have a website. The point is, if you can get people to come to your website, and there's a solution. We have a special video that you can see. If you want, you can mark this down on your PowerPoint presentation. Go to ICIWorld.com, click on seminar, and click on number 4, how to promote your website. It's a video that teaches everyone in real estate how to promote their website. We have attended World Search Engine Conventions. We've spent $4,000 going to these World Search Engine Conventions, and we put what we learned into that video. So it's going to save you $4,000 just to listen to it. I'll give you an example, one thing you can learn. Let's say you register your website for 1 year, and you register your website for 10 years. If your websites are exactly the same, exactly equal, if you have a 10-year registration, you have a 1-year registration, guess whose website's going to come up first? The one with the 10 years. Who would have ever thought of that? Who would have thought of that? I went to the International Hotel in the Hilton International in Las Vegas to go to these World Search Engine Conventions to learn on your behalf. Why should you pay $4,000, $4,000, $4,000? Just one guy pay the $4,000 and share it with all the members. That's what I do. Although I've been a broker for over 40 years, I want everyone to consider me as a personal marketing and information assistant to you personally. And I'm having a ball, an absolute ball, helping brokers and salespeople. And where I really enjoy it is when I say, Gary, and oh my God, just one second. Last week, she called me. She made $137,000 selling a property. Those are the stories I just love hearing. I really enjoy hearing your first deals doing things through the service because it's still cutting edge technology. It has taken over 100 years for MLS to get to where it is today. It's taken 25 years just to get to this level of what we're working on, but we didn't have $20 million like LoopNet to get started. We started from the ground up. But now LoopNet and all these other companies have got so much high debt, they have to charge you like $100, $200, $300, $400 a month to keep it going. How much is it a month how much is it by the day? Anybody figure that one out?
44 cents.
44 cents a day. Can you believe it? Now, someday if I'm gone, somebody else carries on with this thing, I don't know what's gonna happen. My deal is I'd like to sell it to the real estate association for $1. Let them take it over. Hire me though for my life. Sure, help run it, get it going. I mean, you're hiring hundreds of people working at Toronto Real Estate Board, right, to keep their services going. I want to make it easy to have this thing work for the work. So that's what's happening. It should be in the hands of real estate brokers and salespeople someday. So exit strategy, if I've got about 10 options. If you have any ideas, please let me know. Might even get the top leaders in the industry to all my input maybe. That's how LoopNet got started. Colliers bought in, they put all their listings on there, and then all the little guys that joined had to pay.
Who owns ICIWorld?
Right here, Chief Cook and Mullen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've been even thinking maybe we should have profit sharing, maybe take 15% of this and everybody profit shares. Like, let's make it work.
Because I used it in the 90s actually myself, although I got the real estate, but I knew it from the 90s.
There you go,
Yeah.
it started.
Yeah.
That's when it started, thank you, I like hearing those stories. Question?
How do you purge your system? Like,
We don't. It's the salesperson, the individual, when you sell a property, you should mark it sold. If the property is no longer available, you should mark it sold. Do you think all the real estate people look after their information really good? No. So, we leave it there. We don't want to delete it.
because I've called any number of those and
They're old.
Yeah, they're old.
Okay, that's why we give you the choice to search today, and you can choose how far back you wish to search.
Yeah,
So you don't have to search back anymore.
right, yeah.
You just choose 3 months, 1 month. A lot of brokers don't know that. They still say, it's filled with a lot of old information. We're not gonna delete that old information. I had one broker, he sold a $19 million quarry after 3 years. 3 years. If we had it deleted everything after 90 days, you wouldn't have the chance to make all those sales. So I always think, whenever I'm thinking about how to develop this, if you have something that you can do deals with years from now, I'm gonna leave it on you. Now, the older listings, they go inactive, expired. The only people that can access the older, inactive, expired, and sold are the existing members, which is the $240. You can have access to everything on here, but you don't have to look at them if you don't want to. You can choose by ear. So there's an example of how you can be doing referrals. We now have one RE/MAX agent, by the way, it's a RE/MAX agent again, that has done 15 referrals. He actually made $45,000 for 75 minutes of work. Everybody should be jumping up and down. This is exciting, this is good. And it's all automatic. Once you put this on your website, it updates itself every single day. There's new listings going on and other ones being deleted, they're all being updated. We do recommend that you update your listings every 30 to 60 days.
Now let's suppose for exclusive listings, do you still need a exclusive listing?
The answer is no and yes, it's both. And I'm going to be covering that because that's the main meat of today's session is how to handle that exclusive opportunity. And I'm going to be answering that in full detail coming up. It's actually fairly simple, but it's very important. Let's move on. Okay, so the gentleman who sold those, did those 15 referrals, that's wonderful. That's why I say for retired brokers, part-time, just let your information do the work on the internet. Let it display information on the internet. Somebody can call you and then you do a referral, 5-minute referral. It's wonderful. And you have the referral forms. You're one of the best companies in the industry to be doing referral forms. is it in triplicate, referring broker, receiving broker, those pieces of information, and do referrals, your regular referral forms, and you can do it. And I got brokers coming in and say, Gary, I got a check for $6,000. I thought it was a mistake. I brought it back to the front desk to give it back to them. It was from a referral he did from 2 months before. It was great. So you can be doing this. If you have it on your website, you have a chance to do a deal. And if you want to get it going, I'll just repeat it because I can't handle everybody joining. But if you join online, you go to nreils.com, click on join, you can do it there. But you do not leave the meeting today unless you do make an appointment with us. How do you do that? Just let me show you once. Open up the app if you don't mind. And click on the word more, which is at the bottom right corner. The word more. I don't think I'm still on the internet. Am I?
More.
Oh, I know why. Ooh. Okay, the word more at the bottom right corner, everybody can see that?
Yeah.
And then the third line down, log in?
Yeah.
Click on that. What's the very first choice?
They confirm it.
Please click on it. I want to show you how this works.
We can
We
approve it.
cannot have 1,000 brokers calling me personally. Can't do it. We have to hire people and spend an extra $160,000, $200,000 a year just to handle the phones to make an appointment.
Gary, is that how many you have, current members? About
500. Around 500.
500.
That's correct. And if you click on that, you'll see that you can click on 60 minutes. Please click on 60 minutes. And you'll see the days of the week coming up. Everybody just pick it.
That lock in?
You go to log in,
Yeah.
Okay.
and do you see make an appointment at the very top?
Yeah.
Okay, you got it? And then make an appointment, click on 60, and then click on a day. I'm going to click on Friday. And you'll see that there's various times, and then we start at 6 a.m. in the morning. It's really like a doctor's office. I'm not kidding. Every hour on the hour. When your hour is up, that's it. If we don't finish, you make another appointment because I got somebody else coming in. It's all conducted over the internet. 10 minutes before your time, you go to ICIWorld.com. Let me show you how this appointment works first of all. Click on one of these times here, say 11 a.m., and then you click on confirm. You put in your name, your email, and 2 spots to put in your cell phone. The reason for the second spot is it will send you a text message 10 minutes before your time. 10 minutes before your time, what you do, let's see if I can do this. Why isn't that not working?
So we could choose any other day, besides Friday.
You can choose any day you want. How do I get out of here?
If we fill this out, will it work, or you have to be a member for this?
No, you can make an appointment with me. I do demonstrations worldwide. I got brokers in Florida joining because they want to get the Canadians to buy Florida properties, and we're going down to Florida and we do seminars there just like we're doing here. And why I can't switch that computer back to me? Well, let me see. Try it here, I guess. Presenter. Make presenter. Okay, I'm going to switch it. There we go. Show my screen. 10 minutes before your time, you go to this spot here, and what does that say right there? Can you read that from back there or no? It says webinar workshops. You click on that, and then our 2 computers are going to be connected, and then, you know, do you have any early birds here, 6, 7, or 8 a.m. in the morning? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. Use those times. I enjoy that time. I get a cup of coffee, piece of toast. We talk together and get you going on the service. It's really fun. I'm enjoying it. It's great. I'm in the convenience of my own home office, and I can do this from any place. If I'm caught in a car, I pull the car over and I sit there and I do a little appointment, and I'm enjoying it. It's like a doctor's office every hour on the hour, and I only put the times on there that I'm available. So if I want to play basketball, which I play 4 or 5 times a week, basketball, senior men's basketball. By the way, when we play competitive basketball, some of the seniors, you know how they throw the ball up in the air and you got to jump to get the ball? They don't do that in the seniors. They put the ball on the floor and it's the first one that can reach down and get it. I'm just joking. We move around a little bit. We're not quite in the wheelchairs yet, but we're getting there.
Okay, quiet.
Isn't he fabulous? He's fabulous. Okay, go Raptors.
If he plays.
That's true, but he's got that quad, you know, you can re-injure that thing. You can re-injure that quad injury that he's got. And if he pushes it just that little extra notch, bingo, he's done. So somehow they're managing it, and so I like them managing it, especially they get the rest of the team involved. Of all the teams in the NBA, we're the most team-oriented team of all of them. Did you hear Harden, what he did the other day? 61 points? He's outdone Will Chamberlain games over 30 points. He's an unbelievable. They're all feeding him to make him have the record. That's good for them. Anyways, let's move on.
Sorry, Gary,
Yes, sir?
it's just moving and then comes back and without doing this gradual.
I'm saying?
You start taking this gradual, it just goes on and comes back.
It'll work if you start again. To make an appointment you're talking about? Yeah, to make an appointment, try it again. We're going to go through this very quickly now because we've covered a lot of stuff already. And every seminar that we do, we basically cover the same points. However, I don't always follow the order that's in this particular PowerPoint. Sometimes I'll go to another point because we're talking about it in class. But I'm going to summarize it by starting to flip through the screens here and going through this. If you have questions, you can bring them up as we go along. Here we go. There's over 3.7 billion people on the internet. And the one thing I want you to know, it's an ocean of people. And in an ocean, there's a lot of sharks. And the sharks are swimming around ICIWorld. And when we talk about exclusive real estate information, if you do not have a listing and you give somebody a hint of what it is, chances are they're going to go direct behind your back. You have to treat the information that you have like gold, like money in the bank. And you give the slightest little bit of information of how they can go there, they will go around behind your back. That's one of the downsides of our business. Not everybody's going to work through you. Question, when you go to church or to your synagogue or to your place of worship, do you lock your cars in the parking lot? Yeah, we still lock our cars. So you can be God-fearing, but you still got to lock your cars. And you got to now tighten up. And this is the beginning now for the next 10, 15 minutes to tighten up your information that you know about and not give it out till you have agreements in place with people that you feel that you can have integrity to work with. ICIWorld is a society of real estate brokers and salespeople. I've got principals who are looking to join all the time, and we have to say no. This is free to the public, but we do not allow the public to join. Only brokers and salespeople can join. Much like we wanted to call ourselves a real estate association, just like the Toronto Real Estate Board, but our lawyers said, call it a society. So that's what we are. Let's move on. That's the normal price to join, and we get people paying those prices joining if they go to the internet now. That's what it costs. It's unlimited advertising, triggering leads from your website, and if you want to see something real exciting, open up the app again, one more time. Go to the word more, please, on the app right now. Open the app. Should be 1 second or 2 seconds to open the app like this. 1 to 2 seconds. And if you are with me on an appointment, that's the first thing I'm going to get you to do, is to be able to open this within 1 to 2 seconds. So if you're standing in line at Tim Hortons, you can open up the app. And you can click on, that happens to me more than once, you can click on commercial, residential, and you can see the latest listings in Mississauga, all within about 3 seconds. Now, in this particular case, click on the word more, please. Click on the word more. And go down and find testimonials and click on it and start to read these testimonials. People, this should be your inspiration to get excited about this kind of a networking service. There's nothing else really like it in the world that I know of. Can you read the testimony? Anybody not got the testimonials? Give it a moment. Give it a moment to come up. And start to just scan through them little by little and look at all the deals that are being done. You tell me if that isn't exciting. These are all deals that are being done that are not on the Toronto Real Estate Board. This is not competition to the Real Estate Board. You can't write an offer from our listings. There's no addresses. There's no lot size, no description, no names of the owners. You can't write an offer from here. This is different. That's a car, we're a truck. Or vice versa, I don't care
Where are
how.
you getting all these listings from?
From you. You, the members. You're out in the marketplace, you drive by a FSBO sign. Every member here, I recommend you never drive by another FSBO again for the rest of your life because it's like a cherry on a tree. You call up the owner and you're gonna ask them 3 special questions, and in a moment, I'm gonna have those 3 special questions on the screen. Everybody can take a picture with your camera, and you're gonna ask that owner 3 questions, and they're gonna say yes, yes, yes. That's an opportunity that you can now post on ICIWorld, get a buyer, and put an agreement in place first before you show anything. Even though we got like 30,000 listings, we're actually closer to 40,000 now, and 75% of them are exclusive. It doesn't mean that we don't put an agreement in place first before showing the property or before divulging the address of the property to
Can
someone.
we do this with concrete as well?
I'd like to talk to you about that. As far as I'm concerned, I think you can.
Because
Because they don't give a damn who sells the property.
They are an MLS, right? So,
I know, and they say go talk to the owner direct. Are they still doing that?
sometimes they say they have the possibility.
No, he's saying they still do. I think they still, they don't care. They just want to make the money from putting it on MLS. And then let the people go direct.
No, they just want the offers to come through them.
At least go, okay, all right. Okay, now, you've heard, I don't want to get into it now, but this could be a subject of another session. A person could list it with Comfrey, and they basically pay, I don't know, $400 or something?
Yeah.
Okay, $400. And then if another broker sells it, do they charge money when it sells?
Yes. You settle this with the.
No, but the other broker, they'll pay the other broker, but they only keep their $4.99? Or are they asking for money, more money? It's just $4.99.
You've been paying through this.
So theoretically, that owner could say, listen, if you bring me in a buyer, I'll pay you a commission, because they're gonna pay 2.5% or something to the selling broker, right? So you could theoretically ask them. And if there's no complaints, it's up to you. I'm not saying yes or no. I'm gonna say go through your broker, and maybe we should examine that. Could we go to all the Comfrey listings, ask those owners for
Can we
permission?
ask them to list with us for free, on ICI?
It's up to you then.
They are on free, but we can list it on this and then start to developing our,
I think that should be explored.
Okay, look, if there's already a listing agreement in place, right?
There's an MLS listing
If there's
agreement
an
in place with
MLS
Comfrey.
listing agreement in place, you can't have 2 listings.
but you're not putting on MLS.
Actually,
Well-
there's something interesting
Yeah.
I'd like to think about. The reason you don't want to have 2 listings on a property, what's the reason? 2 commissions?
Sorry, Gary,
Just a minute, I gotta handle this one commission.
no, I'm talking about that.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying it's not 2 listings, it's just another advertising of your.
But if you're advertising, you still have to get permission.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, permission.
No, that's what I'm saying, like, if you go to the seller and talk to them, and if they say like, you know what, if they are on MLS, yes, we are on MLS, it's just a way of knocking the door and that, you know what, this is what I can do for you as well. I know that you've been on MLS, but what I can do is that if you pay $500 for that, I can put you on my website.
Yeah.
And
They're gonna pay you 2.5% anyways.
Gary, I think it's the same, you have an MLS listing, and then that MLS listing has a website, no, let's say a website.
Yeah.
You could create websites, so this is like having a website, so it's not like having.
It's like this sharing
But
too, right?
you need to have, permission
There's
to be
one,
able
I
to
think there's
advertise a listed listing.
No, but Simone, MLS listing, when we list a property, it doesn't show on my website the way it showed before my website to any Zolo or any other sites. So which means it's my listing or Rebase Performance listing, it's going on other websites, right, through MLS. Now, this is something, I think there shouldn't be any problem.
Let
Okay,
me,
but this is not part of the, DLS system, Trav. This is not part of it.
there's some
So
legal
you
issues,
have to
there's some,
remember
she's
that.
alluding to some legal potential issues here, which I have to stop the talk right now, because we're not gonna get through, I got important stuff. This is, we're heading up to the climax of this show, of this seminar. That's a great subject that I'd like to discuss with you another time.
Whole
Okay.
other
But there is just one more,
Is there a way you can hold that question, and I want to discuss, and go out for, who wants to go out for lunch after? I'm ready to go, we can discuss it if you don't mind.
But there's something, it's important, I just want to share, because you're not putting the address of that property.
That's correct, and we're gonna cover that right now.
So it doesn't matter.
He's on the right track too, there is a way to do it, but I don't want to discuss it any further, only because in the essence of time, and your time is very valuable. And I've got some things to cut through. I'm gonna start going a little bit quicker here. We do have the ICIWorld corporate card, gives you a couple of $100 in discounts. You rent a car. One broker told me he saved $220 renting a car in San Francisco. He was a Canadian. Another person bought a Lenovo laptop computer, saved $200. Everyone that joins on the yearly process, because you could join monthly, $30 a month to join here. But if you join on the yearly special that we have today, you get a corporate card as well, which will give you discounts throughout the year if you use it. Basically, it makes the service advertising free. It's basically free when you think about it. But the way we do it is you join, and then you get your discounts with these corporate cards. These are also given out. Anybody ever see them given out at Realtor Quest? Okay, and some people have bought them. So it's a decent card. You save money going to Canada's Wonderland, Cineplex, restaurants, certain Swiss chalets. So that's a little bit of a discount. You're not going to make $1 million out of this thing, but it's something to say, you know, if you're not sure of this service, this thing alone can be even worth kind of joining. Okay, let's move on here. Now, the referral program, if anyone refers someone else to join the service, we give 3 months membership free on your renewal someday. So when you join, your renewal is $319 to rejoin for everyone, all members. However, if you refer one other person to join, you can rejoin for $240. If you refer more people to join, we have 3 months onto your membership for each one. If you got 4 people to join over the next 18 months, all you have to do is tell them to mention your name when they call. So if that person mentions your name when they join, you're going to get a discount of either an extra 3 months or $79 off your first one. And 4 more people join, you actually get another year free. The person joining can join for $240 for 1 year if they mention your name. If they don't mention your name, they have to pay $319 plus $40 HST. Okay? They have to mention your name. Referrals triggering leads off your website. You do as many as you can. Sell real estate, and really that should be the real reason. It's making good connections in real estate should be the reason you join. Adding, modifying, deleting listings. Just let me show you how fast, quick, and easy this can be. Get this out of the way. You go to the main website, ICIWorld.com, which is right here. And then you're going to notice that right away there's a member login over here. You click on member login. And then over here on the left-hand side, you'll see all the choices. This is a green column with red diamonds. You'll hear me talk about that. This is this way because of training purpose. I'm training people all over the world, and the colors really help us tell people where to go and what to do. Click on this. There's your login information, my record. You click on it there, renew, join there, add, have, want. You click on the add, have, want, and a form comes up. Now, one person in this room had a wanted, where was that property you wanted in Mississauga?
Yeah.
Mississauga. And it was a semi-detached home, and it was what, 700 to 800,000?
Yeah.
700 to maybe 800,000. Got it? Are they qualified, your people?
Yeah.
Then you could type in qualified. All we do is we're following the guideline of the 4 ingredients in this subject line. You put in the location first, Mississauga, type of property, semi-detached, price of property, and some sizzle. Sizzle is sort of a qualified for a buyer. And then for wants, however, you must type the word want at the beginning of the subject line. Then you choose Canada, Ontario, Greater Toronto. You come down here and you can choose Mississauga. You change the have to a want, and you're going to see mistakes. And I want to talk about mistakes. One stupid, silly little mistake putting in information, and you can miss making $20,000. So you should be deliberate and really look at your information really good. We've had people that put their wants into the have section and vice versa. So ICIWorld is not like an MLS. MLS is pristine, it's perfect. That if you don't dot an I, they make sure it gets done kind of thing. On this service, you're going to find mistakes. This is the free market enterprise at work. Mistakes, warts and all. But I call it a gold mine. Anybody see that program Yukon on TV where they're digging for gold? And they have this slush machines and they're covered in mud head to foot, and if things break down and they got to try to pull it out of the mud and they can't do it, and then they shake in for the gold and try to come up with a little bit of gold here, and it makes it all worthwhile to do all of that. On ICIWorld, when you do a deal, that's the gold. In other words, all those testimonials that you see, the deals that you hear about ongoing, that's the gold. Your information is gold to the right people. Sometimes garbage is gold to the right people. Okay, so there's things on here like environmentally sensitive residential land. Some people want that. You'll be surprised because they're an engineer, they studied environmental, they know how much to price it out and how to fix it. And they take it into account on the price. So everything has a value. And so ICIWorld has the gold, but like a gold mine, you have to dig through some dirt to get to the gold. That's the nature of an information service. And then in this particular case, you would choose residential down here. And then if it's a want, you just type in it's a semi-detached home here. Location Mississauga. And then you put in the price, minimum. Oopsie daisy, hang on, and then the price maximum. And then we usually go back and we copy the subject line like that. Put it down here in the comments area. Go down to the bottom of the page and click on submit information, which I'm not going to do. But I will show you, if I click on latest world residential, these are the latest listings that are coming in. And you'll see them. And if I was to click on the very first one, there's a sample of how the information looks, and there's the information. And you're going to notice there's links here. And one of them is, in his particular case, he has the word photos here. Hang on, not sure why his photos didn't come up. Let me try it again. Open a new window. See if the photos are working. Yep, so there's a property that's coming up for sale, and you can link. This drives traffic to your website. You want traffic to your website? Put some listings on ICIWorld. And then you can put the link to the listing in your ads. Let me close that. All about Marmora and Lake Township. This is important because 90% of the brokers on the internet, in my opinion, are missing the boat a little bit on the internet because you're throwing properties on the internet with no due regard to the location. And when you think about it, the 3 most important words, location, 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 are being missed. But by putting a link to the local economic development website, it helps to sell the location of your property. And Mayor Hazel McCallion, she's got a beautiful website here, Mississauga.ca. But there's within the website of Mississauga, there's a special spot called Invest in Mississauga. That link should be in every single one of your listings. Because on the internet, we're getting people from 138 countries around the world can come and see your listing. Do you think they know all there is to know about Mississauga, how wonderful it is here? So you can help to sell the location of your properties, and we teach the power of linking. That power of linking, it's wonderful. You don't have to build a website to sell Mississauga. It's already built. You just have to link to it. And if you know how to link, which is a simple fashion, when we do it, you'll learn how to do it. And if you ever have any trouble doing it, who can you call? You bet. Very good. All right.
Gary, do you have other people working with you?
We do. We have about 10, and they're all on contract. I have a programmer, and he's right here in Mississauga, believe it or not. This got started. You guys, who remembers the Nortel Corporation here?
Yeah.
Okay, he's a former senior search engineer from the Nortel Corporation. And we just got a brand new server, the best that money can buy for doing what we're doing. Dedicated. We're not sharing it with anybody else in the industry. It's dedicated to real estate for real estate brokers and salespeople. It's
So
a
that's
dedicated.
the hosting, there is nobody else, they're not hosting anybody else.
Our server, it's just us. We're the only server. We have our own box. And it's wonderful. Well, you see how fast you click on things. When you clicked on things, you didn't have to wait. It was coming up right away, as long as we have the internet. And if someday in the future, when there's 100,000 to 200,000 people, we have what is called a mirror computer. You start with one computer, and then you put a mirror of that computer over here. And then you have more mirrors. And that's how they're doing it. You can have 10 computers serving underneath big space. The space is never a problem because you get hundreds of terabytes. That's not a problem. It's the speed of those CPUs. We've got, I think, 8 CPUs. We moved from 2.5 gigahertz to 3.4, from 8 gigabytes of memory to 16. So it's kind of regular computers, but the highest level ones. So that's what I've been really working on the last 3-4 months.
Where do you stand in that search engines?
Staying in what?
Search engines.
Those questions I really have to answer another time. It takes up a long time to answer. It's the simplest question. How do you promote what's going on here? But we've been on the internet for like over 20 years. Okay, we got 18,000 pages on the internet doing this. There's so much going on, I really can't even cover it right now. But we're on the front page, just to give you one example, right in your office. You get the business exchange, the commercial exchange, the commercial investor. You see our ads right on the front. That benefits you. If somebody sees that ad on the front page, we're paying thousands of dollars to trigger leads for you. So a lot of the money we're taking, we just take all your money and then we're just putting it in promotion to promote ads for you. Really, that's what we're doing. Because somebody sees that that address, that URL, they go to the service, they see your listing, they call you, you hop in a car, go show it, they make $15,000. I've got people who have made $50,000 with 2 hours work. You got to hear some of the stories that the brokers are selling. Let's just go back here. And then you'll notice that the contact information is here and that the information for Steve's website is here. I'm just going to open that up. And so this is driving traffic to Steve, to him and his particular information up here, the websites. So that's how that works. Let me just close that. Okay, so you modify your listings every 30 to 60 days. Never let your listings go longer than 90 days old. And that's to answer the question that we used to have old listings showing up right away on here. We stopped showing the old listings for people like that said, oh, we got lots of old listings. Now we cut them off. You cannot see the old listings right away. You're only going to see listings when you go here that are less than 90 days old. However, for all the members that want to see the older listings, you can choose how far back you wish to search. Okay, so everybody gets what they want that way. All right, let's move on here. This is going to go a little quicker. However, the reason is you're going to be able to research it on the internet and using the PowerPoint presentation here. And everyone, if you need a hand, please do not call us on the phone. I know it sounds funny. Just please make an appointment. I don't get phone calls all day long. It's actually nice and quiet for me. I just know if there's an appointment wherever I am, I got to make there for that appointment. And I keep those appointments religiously. Okay, let's move on. And you just go to the website and click on the webinar workshop. We do have an orientation. Everybody should have one of these, orientation file. It's a complete pilot's checklist for a broker. It's actually new this year. And this is because we have a special pledge that every single person either does a deal or generates leads every 90 days. Otherwise, you give us a call. And that's how you measure this service. If you're doing deals or triggering leads, forget the number of hits and all that other stuff. There's lots of that stuff going on. But are you doing deals? Are you getting a lead? Are you getting showings? That's what the bottom line is. And so we have people that have not made money, and they called me after 90 days to say, here, I didn't make any money. And I'm not getting leads. So I said, good. Within 3 minutes, I could size it up what the problem is. So I go and I look at their listings. And they got 3 listings that are 180 days old. 3. I don't know if you remember, I just finished saying your listing's got to be less than 90 days old. This is a responsibility, not just for yourselves, it's for the whole industry. You got to have your listings less than 90 days old because, gentlemen, what's your first name in the back corner?
Howard.
Howard is typical of a lot of people. They just want the up-to-date information right away. So if your listings are over 90 days old, yeah, you could. There's a way to search them, but the initial results that come up on the screen are all only listings that are less than 90 days old. Only these listings that are less than 90 days old are getting displayed. So I find brokers, they don't know that yet, even though we started it last year. You know, because everybody's so busy, they see all the ICIWorld emails and they haven't got time to read them, so they move on. That's what's happening. And how do you communicate with thousands of people? Well, it's through email and notices. Oh, well, you can't have somebody going around every office to talk, but you can make an appointment if you're not making money. The second thing is they only got 3 listings. Every single person in this room should have a minimum of 15 opportunities to do business, every one of you. I'm going to ask a question. How many people in this room have more than 5 listings on the Toronto Real Estate Board? Anyone? 4. Right now, today, this moment. 4. 3.
Exclusive.
No, on the Toronto Real Estate Board. Just the Toronto Real Estate Board. 2. 1. The rest are 0. Basically, it sounds funny, but to all intents and purposes, are you out of business? They don't have a listing. So what we're doing is trying to get listings. We spend our life trying to get listings, right? What if I said that you can have 15 opportunities that can trigger leads just like a real estate board listing can trigger a lead? The benefit of MLS is when you get a signed listing, you hand it into the MLS, bingo, they put it on the internet where there's 3.7 billion people. And if anybody sees it, that's why 10 people can see it right away. Bingo, you can go show the property and make money. What if you could do it with information? Put that on the internet. And people can see your information and give you a call. And that's what we're going to cover in the next 5 minutes right now. Let's move on. I'm not going to cover, there's training and support. By the way, if anybody wants to see our previous videos of other seminars, it covers similar things, but different order sometimes, but very similar things. Order the widgets, order the website, our pledge. Let's move on. This is the seminar that we're doing, and it's constant. It's been consistent. I haven't seen reasons to change it drastically. Introducing new things. These are just new things that are just trying to get them out there. We are a society of real estate brokers and salespeople. Membership is only for licensed real estate brokers and salespeople. We turn down memberships from the public. We tell them to deal with a member. I'm not going to go through, when I do an educational session, doing this at real estate boards, we charge $2,000, but we don't do the commercial stuff about ICIWorld. We don't get into it in the educational session. So I would remove all the references that we would be doing today that we've been doing for ICIWorld, and I change it around and I start to cover apps for Androids and iPhones. I cover security issues on the internet. I have a question for each of you. Has anybody ever heard of the princess from Nigeria who's got $29 her father left her? And if you give her $15,000, she'll That $50 million switch,
Yeah.
you've heard of that.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Are these people going away? No. Another question. Are these people getting smarter?
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the reasons why everybody in the world should deal with the licensed real estate broker salespeople, because all the scams, all the fraud, all kinds of garbage that's going on the internet right now, you can sift through all that stuff and protect your customers. You should bring that up to people. They don't know that you do all this, studying fiscal. Do you have a compliant manager working here in the office? Who's that? Eric? Compliance manager. You hear all the stories she talks about, what can happen. Do you accept cash?
I do.
Okay, so you got the idea. You gotta be really careful. So part of the training that we do is all of this other stuff that takes up 3 hours. I could go on for a whole day talking about that. How to promote your website. There's 40 different ways. It's not just one way.
Well, organically or pay-per-click, whatever.
There's all kinds of things. That's part of it. It's all part of it. There's not just one way. And you're going to learn about it because we have a video online that we share with you that you can listen to and then study it and go through. Real estate and other apps. Everyone's got realtor.ca. It's wonderful. You can sit outside a home, be with a client. He says, I want to look at that home. And then you look it up on your app. It's 625 and your budget is 400. Well, okay, we'll forget about that one. Bingo, you move on. It helps you make quicker decisions. And then you find another home and you say, oh, I'd like to see that one. Oh, it's in his price range. So you call the office. Bingo, they make an appointment. They're happy to see you right away. Bingo, you show up to them right away. That's service. We're really selling service when you think about it. And you should have these right in your car so that you're with your customers. You can show them and have it live and show them all this stuff. And it would be nice if they had your website on their phone. Those are top commercial apps. We're not going to go into them and cover them. We do in the commercial sessions.
When you're sending the app to them or asking them to log in.
To your website, I'm talking about.
Okay, so
Your personal website. Now, these are some of the instructors that we have helping us. So these are part of the 10 people, 15 people that work on what I call a contract basis. The programmer, senior search engineer, we have technical support person, Lorraine, who's helping us. We have Anthony, another fellow in the office. But where I'm finding that we need the help is promoting the service. So we're hiring people to actually set up seminars. So Diana right now is setting up seminars, calling real estate offices like she got a hold of you, Simone. That's why Bill Gates has such a major advantage because he's already on all of your computers, you know? And a little company like us, we got to get out there and promote. So we need the staying power. And so everything we have done has been to trim down the excess costs. We didn't accept $300,000, $1 million to get going because if we didn't pay it back within 3 or 4 years, bingo, you could be out of business. I set it up. We have zero debt. Zero debt. LoopNet. Billions, like they owe millions. That's why they got to charge what they charge. I wanted to keep the price low, and we've done it. And we seem to be doing it, and it's working. But it's slow. It's very slow. How many people in here? 20 people. That's it. I got to go 20 at a time. 20. It's got to be a faster way. You try to put it on the internet. It's not happening on the internet either. We're on the internet. We've been prevalent, but the people are not joining in droves on the internet. Look at all the stuff you got to think about. One little thing you got to think about, you're not going to join. You know, you got to handle all these objections, all these things that you're thinking about. How are they being handled successfully? That's what we're trying to do here. Carry on. There's some information on myself. I happen to be a CCIM, stands for Certified Commercial Investment Member. Even though everybody's residential in this room, I'm going to recommend that you consider taking the CI 101 course, and you should mark that down. What page is this on? Anybody? On your handouts? Page 4? On page 4, mark down ccim.com. There's 3 things you got to mark down. CI 101. That's the course I'm recommending every single one of you take.
Is it a webinar or is it?
It's a course with the CCIM Institute. It's put on at the Toronto Real Estate Board. It's coming up in February. It comes once a year.
So if we have a group of people, I would be interested in knowing. Let me know, let Simone know.
Okay, and maybe I can talk to you after. I'm the past president of the CCIM chapter. I'm a past World Conference Chairman for the CCIM Institute. I'm also, pardon me?
Sorry, what date was that?
Go to ICIWorld.com and click on events. Click on the word more, look for the word events, and you can find out about it. And I'm also going to suggest that you even talk to me another time, even make an appointment if you want, and I'll talk to you about some of the CCIM program. The program is CI 101. Why should you, as a residential person, take a CI 101 commercial program? Is all the people in residential in this room, do you sell duplexes and triplexes? How many do?
I'm working on it.
Basically everyone? You do commercial. That's commercial. Okay? That's investment. When you show a property, and all the times you've been showing a property, has anybody ever said to you, after you show the property, and you're trying to get an offer, do they ever say, I want to think about it? Oh. I want to think about it. So then you try to find out what they want to think about. And then they go away and they're thinking about it. And then you try to call them later and not much is happening because they're talking to their friends who know nothing about it and saying, no, don't do that, don't do that. What if you can have a beautiful picture of how that piece of real estate makes money? CI 101. You go into there and you will learn the before and after tax consequences of investing in any income producing real estate. It's going to show the money going into the project. How much does it cost to have the project? It'll show capital cost allowances, shelter income. It's going to show all the expenses if you were to sell the property today. And you can do 3 scenarios. You can say, if the interest rates go up, this is what's going to happen. If they come down, this is what's going to happen. If they stay the same, this is what's going to happen. You can do that. And you can show the people that if the interest rates went up, you're not going to lose the property. Because that's what they're worried about. The interest rates go up and the mortgages go up and it's more than my income. I'm going to be in trouble. That's enough to scare anybody off. But if you can show them that if it goes up certain points, you can show them they might not lose the property depending on the property. So having that picture of how they make money, they're going to show that to their friends, to their accountant, to their lawyer, and to their advisors. And then the advisor is going to look at your sheet because you're controlling the deal now when you've got the figures. And they say, oh, this real estate guy, he thinks the taxes are only going to go up 2%. I bet you they're going to go up 3.5%. Well, he comes back to you, and what you do is you say, okay, let's change it. Let's change the taxes to 3.5%. They might go up that much. Or change this, change that. You rework the figures, and instead of the offer going in at 980, you might make it 870 to match the figures to make sure they make money. So in other words, you can control the deal. They don't take their mind off the ball of how they create wealth in real estate. And that's what the CI 101 can do. Your resources is the Central Canada CCIM chapter to start coming out to the meetings. The chapter website is called ccimcanada.com. You should write that down. CCIM, and I want to invite you all, every single person in this room, to come out to the meetings, see what it's like. We have speakers, economists from the TD Bank, letting you know what's going to be happening over the next year.
How frequently are
Vice
you
President of Penreal Corporation was there showing us why having industrial land close to the 401 is good because of these tractor trailer trucks. Question?
how frequent are the meetings?
Frequent, well, maybe once every 3 months. We also have networking meetings where lawyers come to these meetings. We go to a pub or a hotel, Squires, for instance. And then there's 1 or 2 drinks that the chapter provides, if you're a member. And going to help you talking to a lawyer for half an hour. They're expensive. And you get to have a drink with them and he tells you stuff. It's great. The main website is called ccim.com, and it's good networking. We did a survey. The people, members of the chapter, 65% of them did deals with other people in the chapter because there's some integrity there. If you work with some information, they're not going to go behind your back, or you're going to be seeing them next month again. Let's move on here. Okay, the reason for all this other stuff, LinkedIn profiles and everything, LinkedIn is sort of like your business card on the internet. There's people coming in from 138 countries of the world. And you know something? The population in Canada would be going down if it wasn't for immigration. So people are coming in to Mississauga, Toronto, and this whole area, and do they really know anything about you? Well, LinkedIn is like your business card on the internet. You know what you should have on it? You should have your membership to the Canadian Real Estate Association. It should be on there, CREA. AREA, that you belong to AREA. And then you should link to the codes of ethics and conduct, so that when the people see it, they can see that you have a code of conduct of ethics to treat people. And then if you can say, well, I've got the experience from being in the business 12 years, for sure you're not fly-by-night anymore. You've been there for 12 years, must be okay. You haven't got blackballed, you still got your license. Maybe we'll take a chance with you. So that's what social media can do, because all of these social medias here can also link to your website. So you should have these things on your website. You should have a resource section on your website. A resource section can be, why work with a realtor? Do you have that on your website now? Why not have that? There's 40 things. There's actually over 100 things you have to do on every deal. Show people where you're making your money, why you got to look after it, and how you're protecting them from the largest single sale in their life. So social media can help with traffic to your website, promotion of your website, and these courses can help you. You take the CI 101, and instead of selling one residential home every 5 years, you can end up with an investor who buys 2 properties a year for the next 5 years, 10 properties versus 1 property. And he's going to know you so good, that investor, he's going to call you up and say, I just spotted a property. Can you pull it off the MLS and do me a fast study on it? Bingo, hang up the phone. And they love doing that. And they will not sometimes buy another property without using you. Okay. Are you a member coming aboard? Hang on, don't leave. Your corporate card. Well, you made your appointment?
It didn't work, but I will do it.
Okay, okay, you're on. Very good, welcome aboard. All right, let's move on. Highest return of any investment, there actually is over $11 trillion of buyers on ICIWorld right now. How can that help residential people? Because there's people looking to buy properties right now. You should see what they're looking to buy. Anybody goes up north on the weekend, do you ever drive by a hotel or a motel or stay in one? Why not ask the owner, by the way, if I could get you the price you wanted for your motel, would you consider selling it? What is he going to say?
They're all for sale.
They're all for sale. He's got it. That is an opportunity for you to make money. I'm going to show you how. Let's move on. Same thing with a restaurant. You go into a restaurant today. If I could get you the price you wanted for this restaurant, would you consider selling? I've already shown you all the testimonials, all companies, all walks of life. It's just a connection. The $50 million deals were done by independent brokers like yourselves. We outsold Colliers, we outsold all the major commercial brokers for this $50 million transaction. Why? Because one of the members had the connection for somebody with money. And the other member had a connection for somebody that had the property. And your independents, you just get together. That's what the big company is doing all the time. They have a big list of 50 buyers. You, as an independent, have a list of hundreds of buyers now. So really, you can compete with the big brokers now in the business.
Gary,
Yes, sir.
foreign properties, I mean, do you have if I have a foreign property?
Yeah. We just put one on Hungary, for instance.
Yeah.
Oh, and that reminds me, thank you for bringing that up. You'll notice there's another designation here that I have called CIPS. Anybody know what that stands for? Stands for Certified International Property Specialist. That's this pretty white one here. I'm recommending everyone consider getting it because there's about 3,000 to 4,000 CIPS members worldwide. It's an international property designation. You get to learn how they do real estate all over the world. And it's a great network for doing referrals and stuff like that. Now I know RE/MAX you've got a strong network, but a lot of people don't. But CIPS can help you understand what's going on for people that come here, culture and everything else. So CIPS is another one to investigate. Now let's move on here. Quick thing here. Is there anybody here that actively goes after FSBOs? Is there anyone here that used to go after FSBOs?
We have agents that do.
And okay,
Not in this room, perhaps.
okay, not here, but is there anybody here that like just doesn't like going after FSBOs? I want to hear, you don't like going after
Well, I
FSBOs.
went after them, that's all I did.
Okay.
I went after them, but long time ago, not anymore.
Okay, all
So
right.
we make, for example, in the Toronto Sun, they say a fistball actually.
Yeah.
Right? Used to get into the sun every day and call every fistball.
And today there's Kijiji and there's other services like that today.
Yeah,
Get excited, people.
Property guys.
I wanna- And property guys and Godfreys and all those. Get excited because, especially for newer people, sometimes I'm doing new home, like people just coming in the business and the older people. It works for them all. Literally, of all the FSBOs that are out there, this study that was done by the National Association of Real Estate indicates that only 9% actually are selling without an agent. In other words, that means that 91% are selling with an agent. Okay? So I'm letting you know that every one of you should reconsider going after these FSBOs because I have a solution here that you're gonna really like here in a moment, I hope. And you're gonna see that it can present a whole different way of looking at it that really works out nice. Sorry about that, I should have put it on vibrate. Quick thing on ICIWorld, there's over 30,000 haves and wants, 75% are exclusive, not on MLS, and FSBOs, etc. By the way, we're going.
What are the other 25?
Pardon me?
What are the other 25%? If 75% are exclusive.
The other 25% are MLS.
Oh, so you could have.
I mean, this is like an advertising. We're like a world classified ad newspaper for brokers. Really, when you think about it. So if you could advertise in the Toronto Star every single day for free, would you?
Sure.
That's what this is. Worldwide. Okay? And they're the ones that really are probably upset about all this because it's taking a lot of money. All right, let's move on. There's two databases, member database and a public database. I'm not going to go into it right now, but you know that there is, and you can search it on your phone. Members have access to it. We do commercial and residential, bigger than ever before, cottages, vacation properties all around the world, pre-construction condos, assignments, you name it. There's over 40,000 monthly readership. How we measure that is with IP addresses. I don't want to go into that now. There's 20,000 subscribers who receive haves and wants daily. That's not working at the moment because we just changed servers. When you change a server, there's new upgrades. All of our software had to be rewritten because the SSL certificates and everything are not working anymore. They all have like Internet Explorer, Microsoft Edge, Google Chrome, Firefox, Opera, Safari. They've all got different ways of handling security features, and we're going through that right now. Our program is dealing with each one. It shows up in this browser, but then not in that one. And then you got to redo it. So there's a lot of issues going on. There's 18,000 connections we had to reconnect. We had to get all our domain names, subdomains. Everything has to be reworked and built from scratch, and that's what's being done. It can't just copy it over and say, it'll work. We have over 18,000 pages on the internet displaying listings, and I was going to show you the front page advertising, but that's okay. We have that too. Actually, there's some advertising we've done at the Mississauga Real Estate Board. You've got progressive people at the board there that are looking to make things kind of work for us. Same thing with Brampton. We have one of the busiest booths at Realtor Quest. We make a statement there that you can have a $30,000 website, and it's not as powerful as the little websites we supply from ICIWorld for literally $16.50 a month. Websites are like billboards. You can have more than one.
But there was, I don't know, there's a website for residential as well, like with you guys, right?
Sorry?
If I'm not wrong. You have a website with residential as well, like you
Oh, yeah.
have residential and then you can.
And you can search the MLS. We actually were an official installer of the TREB IDX link for the last 10 years. So we worked with Stella and Joanne at the Toronto Real Estate Board to install the search MLS on your website. We do all of that. You can have more than one website. They're like billboards. You can link them together. And we suggest that you keep all of your websites. You keep them. I'm a broker. And if you have one website at Huron Trail and Dundas Street and another website someplace else and another billboard someplace else, and you're getting business from them all, why not keep them? If you're not getting any business, that's a different story. So you measure it every 90 days. Are you getting business? We're on the front page of all these magazines. These are thousands of dollars because if somebody sees that, they go to ICIWorld, which is you. You're really those people in there. It's your listings they're going to. And they call you up, you go sell the property, make $20,000. And we're on the front page of all of those. Same thing with the search engines. People find us in hundreds, literally 1,000 different ways. Because if somebody searches gas stations for sale or cottages in certain areas, we have ways that they actually find our service from those phrases and keywords. Here it is, people, how to work exclusive real estate information. And we're going to go over 15 minutes. Is that okay with everyone? Okay, this is the major part that makes you a lot of money. And I mean a lot of money. We have brokers now who have made over $1 million on this service. Okay? And these are your real estate opportunities. This is not a listing we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about potential real estate opportunities for you to do sales. And we're going to show you how to have control. And we're going to show you following the RICO guidelines with learning these 3 questions. Basically, you're going to be putting agreements in place before showing a property. Anybody recognize this gentleman? Billy. That's Billy. That's Billy.
Mr. Gary in the
Looks younger.
Okay.
I heard Amazon is richer than he is.
Are they all right?
Well,
Amazing.
maybe, not
Amazing.
so long.
Amazing what they're doing.
There's a divorce happening.
Yeah.
Now, the significance of what's going on with Bill Gates was this book here I read, came out in the mid-1990s. It was called At the Speed of Thought. If you can take something out of your brain and put that thought on the internet, other people around the world can see that thought. If you're is anybody here getting a listing coming for sale in the next 1, 2, 3, or 4 months? Anybody? Can you give me an example of, I'll do him first. Give me an example of what it is that you might be getting for sale.
It's something actually suited for this because he doesn't want an MLS. It's a store with 12 acres of land.
Okay.
Off of Trafalgar.
And where, near Canada or something?
No, it's in Halton Hills.
Halton Hills, okay. Store coming for sale with 12 acres of land. Right now, that's just a thought. It's just a thought, isn't it? That's it. Well, if you could put that thought on the internet where there's $1 trillion of buyers, is it possible someone might call you and say, I'm interested?
Yeah.
What's your
So the detached house in Brampton,
approximately what price?
$950.
$950, double car garage,
Yeah.
ground level family room,
Yeah.
granite counters.
Yeah.
That's a thought coming for sale in June, May, June, July, August, maybe?
No, next month.
Oh, next month. Okay, that's a thought. There is a way for you to work that thought on ICIWorld. So you could almost say we're full of thoughts.
Well, if
Okay.
you have anything or not, you can still say your thoughts.
We frown on that. We actually are against that. And the reason is if somebody calls you and it's not legitimate, another agent or somebody else,
Well, but no, it's not, it is legitimate.
oh, if it's legitimate, fine, but if we don't want,
In a way
you could theoretically make something up.
Detached home available in Mississauga for $950,000, there's so many of them on this.
Starting up,
Starting $599. They're all listed, they're all listed.
Can you realize that every agent, 44,000, put that kind of an ad up? And so we're suggesting that you have something specific.
Yeah, everybody's doing it a different way, but they're doing it.
Well, we're suggesting that you have something specific. All right, that you actually have. You're talking directly to the owner is what we're looking for. okay?
Yeah.
And some of the people doing that kind of stuff are causing the integrity to go down when you do this kind of
So, but
service.
it's nothing.
Because the other broker calls you up and says, oh, it's just the stuff on the MLS? What a waste of my time talking to you.
Why are the other broker gonna call you?
All kinds of other brokers, other brokers can call you and the public can call you, both.
Yeah.
They want legitimate
Because they've
opportunities.
got buyers. They're calling you because they've got buyers.
They've got a buyer.
But if you're putting in there only
Okay,
vendors,
which property is it?
I'm just talking about any property.
I know, I'm
Any
saying
property.
you're gonna get specific and you
Any
don't have
property,
something.
which property, any property.
Mike is smoke and mirrors.
I know, but it's questions that are good to ask actually, because we wanna put a stop to that kind of thing happening, and I like them asking it actually, so that we can deal with it. Everyone should have specific properties on here, otherwise we'll come and talk to you afterwards.
Then he says, well, it's been sold, but I have something else that I can.
No, it's not being sold, I've got that, why don't you come to my office?
Gary,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, other brokers are gonna be calling too, and we wanna get proper service going and not wasting everybody's time.
so can you take us through, let's say, a property and how do you put it on? and
That's what we're doing right now. We're doing, right, and it's coming right up here. And the bottom line is what we're doing here is Bill talked to Warren back in the 1990s that basically the cost to publish all your information in front of someone on the internet, talking with people around the world is literally zero or so close to zero, especially with these corporate cards, which you can get discounts holding our service. It's basically zero. You're getting free advertising worldwide, basically, if you do it this way. That's incredible. And that's when I got into it, is within the 1990s. I didn't know what was coming this way. I didn't know we were gonna have corporate cards and widgets going on websites. I knew nothing. I just knew something good was happening for our industry. Every bit as good. I was in Edmonton doing a seminar. Gary, he said, Gary, this is every bit as good as MLS itself. But I didn't want to duplicate MLS. Why duplicate MLS? It's already running perfectly wonderful. I've served on MLS committees. Why do it again? Don't they need to duplicate it? And all the other services out there, Trulia and Zillow, all they're doing is repackaging MLS. Am I right or wrong? They're just repackaging it. We already got MLS. They're repackaging and reselling and adding some bells and whistles, which is good in a lot of cases, and it helps because they're doing extra promotion. Oh, let's move on here. We do it all exclusive information for all of this stuff, properties coming for sale, like we're talking about, exclusive open FISBOs. Here's the bottom line, and the 3 questions are coming up. You should get your cameras ready. If anybody ever said to you that I want to sell my property, but I don't want to give you a listing, but I will pay you a commission, get excited. You're about to make some money this year like you never made before. There they are. I'm going to talk about that for the next few minutes. Thank you for letting me go over my time. I stick to my 2 hours, but this is a wonderful gathering here for me. I love your question. I love your questions, by the way. Really good. I really do. Yes, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Don't leave. If you have to leave, I'll have you say it now. So you asked the people, and I'm going to start by giving you an example of people that did not make money. And I'm finding that seems to hit home better when I talk about the people who did not make money on ICIWorld. And they say, Gary, I didn't make money on your service. So I asked the gentleman that didn't make money, because of our pledge, you know, everybody should be making money or generating leads every 90 days at the very least. I looked at their listings, I looked at what they were saying, then I asked them, by the way, what are the 3 questions that you were asking the people? Did you learn the 3 questions? He says, oh yeah, I learned the 3 questions on your service. And I asked him, what's the first question? And he said, will you pay me a commission? And then he asked the owner for a 48-hour exclusive listing. Is that the first 2 questions? How many people say yes? How many people say no? How many people don't know? Don't know. So I got a lot of don't knows here. I'm going to repeat it.
I think it's a yes.
Some people would say yes.
No.
In other words,
No.
and who said no? And the reason who said no?
because we're asking specific questions for a specific reason.
Yes,
In a specific order.
right?
Go by what?
You're right, and you're,
Well, you have to have that, bring a buyer. And then.
there you go. You saw that too, eh? In other words, if I bring a buyer, he wasn't saying that. Once I have a buyer. I went 1 year, people, where people were just asking for a 48-hour exclusive listing. You walk into a FSBO, it's a FSBO. They don't want to list with anybody else right now. They want to try to sell it themselves. And they actually don't want real estate people hounding them for listings when they're trying to sell it themselves. Agree or disagree? I'm talking about FSBOs, for sale by owner people. Kijiji, they're trying to sell it themselves. They don't want to list it with real estate person. So if you go in and ask for a 48-hour exclusive listing, they don't want to do that. But if you say, once I have a buyer, that's a different story. You're not just taking a listing and trying to sell it and then you don't sell it. In the meantime, you tie it up for me. I had to go all through all that rigmarole. They don't want to tie it up with other people needlessly. But if you say, if I bring you a buyer, once I have a buyer, they're more likely to say yes. And all of a sudden, the conversation with that for sale by owner, the problem that you have, the stigma of a real estate person trying to get a listing, it's removed because you're not asking them for a listing right now. You just say, if I get you a buyer, can you tell me a little bit about the house? And they're going to love telling me about it. If you get me a buyer, bring your buyer in. I'll pay you a commission if you get me a buyer. And then you go to the third question here. You ask them for permission to advertise the property, but I'm going to do it without the address. And there's the reason why. According to RICO, if you're going to give an address of a property to someone, you must have the consent of the owner in writing. You got hundreds of things, of legal things that you have to remember. If you don't mark an easement down on your listing, you can get into trouble. The hot water heaters are rented or not. It gets you into trouble. There are hundreds of things to think about. This is just one thing now. And I'm going to be testing every one of you in the room here in a moment about identifying a property without having a signed listing. Here we go. By the way, once you put it on ICIWorld, you can say $1 million home, Mississauga, Ontario. Double car garage, ground level family room, overlooking ravine lot. You can say that without a signed listing. This is an information service. Can you put something on the Toronto Real Estate Board that's not signed?
No.
No. It should be that way for Toronto Real Estate Board, but it should be this way that an information service can help you network. Let's move on. So when somebody calls you, what's the first thing they're going to do? They're going to ask you for the address. Do you give it to them? No. You can make a statement that in this particular case, we have to put an agreement in place first. That's it. But if you like, you come to my office on Saturday, I will make an appointment for you to see it. And then what do you do the day before your appointment? You go talk to the seller and get yourself a 48-hour exclusive listing. So even though we are working 30,000 listings here, 75% exclusive, it doesn't mean that we don't put agreements in place first before showing the property or divulging an address to someone. Interesting. Up in Lake Tahoe, you can go skiing in one day and go swimming in the water the same day. Beautiful area. Movie star homes all up in the mountains. They're selling homes this way. Exclusive. A lot of people don't want the interior of their luxury homes with their Van Gogh paintings and statues and everything else plastered all over the internet for every thief in the world to see. They don't want people to see that. They want it done exclusively. They don't mind giving it to a qualified buyer, but not just willy-nilly on the internet. A lot of businesses. Does a restaurant owner want everybody in the world to know that his restaurant is for sale? No, and yet he wants to sell it. How do you do it? Now you can do it. It's bad for business. Coming for sale. We talked about that. Somebody's going to call you on that property, coming for sale. coming for sale, 12 acres in a store or commercial property. The first thing they're gonna do is ask you for the address, but you tell them that in this particular case, we have to put an agreement in place first, but I should be getting it signed in about a month or two. Once I get the listing signed, I'm gonna put your name on a list. And you can be one of the first people that I call to show the property. Once I have a signed listing, first open house, I'll make sure that you can come to it.
There you go.
Okay, got it? Let's move on. We're gonna give you a test now. Mississauga restaurant, every question I ask has 3 choices, yes, no, or I don't know. And I'd really like to see some hands here. This is a workshop for real estate people. The public is not here. This is a workshop for real estate people and brokers. And we learn from answers. We learn from wrong answers. We don't learn from the right answers. Does that give it away, that restaurant right there? The Mississauga restaurant. Can you tell which one it is? No? If I said it was at the corner of Huron, Ontario, and Dundas Street, does it give it away? There's 3 answers. How many people might say yes? Say it again, please. If I say I have a restaurant in Mississauga at the corner of Dundas and Huron, Ontario Street, does it give away the restaurant? How many people say yes? We got 2. How many people say no? Got 1 or 2. We got a couple there. And how many people do not know? Okay, we got some there too. The yeses have it. And the reason why?
So, a restaurant there.
There could be 1, but let's say there was 3.
I can go.
How long does it take to go talk to 3 owners of 3 restaurants at a corner?
If it in Dundas, maybe half an hour.
30 minutes. 30 minutes.
How big is the corner?
That's right. Mississauga and Dundas Street. So if there were 3 restaurants down there, you could go talk to the owner of those 3 restaurants. On a business, the commission is 10%. 10% on 350 grand, that's $35,000. That can put your kids through school, help you buy a new car, pay off the mortgage. It can do a lot of good stuff for you. And you're not gonna make it because if they know that's where it is, they can hop in their car, go down there, talk to the owner. I'm interested in your property. And because your tongues gave out too much information, you just talked yourself out of making some money. So we're suggesting that just like a lawyer has confidential information, a doctor has confidential information, this is your confidential information. We had one developer one time. The salesperson wouldn't tell him where that development property was. Anyways, he went out for lunch with the developer and the filet mignon, bottle of wine. Next thing you know, you can tell me where it is, come on. And he did. He told him roughly where it was. He bought that property. The broker didn't make any money. I'm sure the developer says, you know, for $200, I saved $200,000 commission. That's the kind of things that are going on nowadays out there. Let's move on. Toronto triplex, does that give it away?
No.
No? If I said it's at the corner of Ossington and Bloor next to the Pizza, does it give it away?
Yes.
We got 100% now. That's good. Let's move on. What about this one? Lindsay Esso gas station. How many people say yes? I got a couple. How many people say no? How many people don't know? If you don't put your hand up, I figure you don't know. Who said yes? Anybody say yes? And the reason why, gentlemen?
Well,
Because there's only one.
Maybe
gas
There's
station.
only one gas station in Lindsay, and that's
even if
all.
there's 2, you can go to both.
Even if there's 2, you can go to 2. So if you have a home in a subdivision, it's the same thing. You got to be careful that you know. It's people say, do you put pictures? Yeah, we can put pictures, but a majority of ours don't have pictures. Why? People could go direct. If I showed a picture of a home, the people that work that area can say, oh, I know that home. That's why you don't do it. Not when you don't have a signed listing. And you're going to hear something funny. I don't think I'll cover it right now. I disagree with putting addresses on the internet, even for MLS listings.
But I thought you do have pictures. You show us pictures of home.
Yes, I know. You can have pictures in certain cases. I'm not going to go into pictures now, but if you want pictures, you can do it. But if you don't have it signed listing, I'm suggesting you don't use the pictures. Okay? If I have a picture of a $10 million office building and I put it on here and I don't have a signed listing, can everybody figure out which one it is?
Yeah.
If I have a picture that's on a corner of a subdivision and you work that area, you can probably figure out which home that is, right? If Brantford Shopping Center, does that give it away?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
The reason why?
There's only one there.
There's only one there. It's a small community. There's only one.
Yeah.
So how would you advertise this? Well, what you could say is branded gas station, 90 minutes to Toronto. Got it?
Yeah.
If you're not sure how to do it, you just give us a call. There's a lot of money at stake in this stuff. Don't take a chance. Brantford Shopping Center, you just might say $30 million shopping center, Ontario. That's it. Or maybe just Canada. Peterborough Plaza, you have to be worried about this one? Probably not. There's a lot of plazas for,
500K, yes, yeah.
okay?
But I have, regarding the gas.
By the way, we're
station,
just about done here, 2 more minutes.
So,
It's 90 minutes distance from Toronto for a gas station.
Yes, 2 hours to Toronto, gas
Yeah,
station, yeah.
But then.
You guys,
Can we
there are-
talk about that after?
Sure,
Okay, because I'm just wrapping up everything right now.
yes, yes.
Okay, let's just move on. The widgets for your website, everyone can see. So if you have a website, people can have exclusive button on your website. You can make money. How to get it? Just get yourself signed up at that website there. And make sure you click on Canada. Make sure it says 240. Don't click on the US because it's right beside that Canada button.
on that one or?
You go to NRE. You can do it right now on your.
What's that for?
This is to sign up for the special today. You go to NREILS.com. You open up Google Chrome or Safari. If you can do that right now. Google Chrome or Safari, and you go to NREILS.com, and this is what you're going to see. You'll see a little world twirling around, and then this comes up. At the top right corner, you're going to click on that little hamburger bun, is what we call it, and you're going to click on Join Today if you're interested. Go down here, you'll see an orange button, Canada 240. Click on that and fill this in, and you become a member. Don't leave until you get the card. Just show me the receipt. It'll come up on the screen. You get one of these corporate cards, and then you make an appointment with us, and you're done. We support all websites. So if you have an existing website now, we're going to be sending you in your first appointment with us. We're going to send you the instructions to put these widgets on all of your websites. So you don't have to get the websites from us. If you want one, we've got a mobile website.
how much did it cost?
For us is, I think it's right down, does it say it on, there it is at the top. Right there, you see mobile websites, more powerful than a 30,000 website for $19 or $199 per year. Okay, $19 a month, and $199 a year works out to $16.50 a month. And it's free for the first month, by the way. It's free for the first month.
What is this?
The website, if you get one of these websites.
Oh, sorry, which website are you talking about?
The ones that we supply.
We have websites?
We supply websites. If you make your first appointment is going to have to do with what we call the orientation. It takes 1 hour. We show you how to put your listings in. We show you how to search, and we make sure that you've got this working on your phone. Because you can go to Tim Hortons, click on, I just go here right now, I click on the app, and then I'll click on residential, and then I click on search, and there's the latest listings that are coming in. Make a phone call, go show a property, make some money. That's how fast that works.
So is that, what you're saying is that this $19.95, that is included in that?
No, look on your, you see this application form?
Right.
There's how to join down there, it's the 240. But the third button on the right, the website is free for 1 month, but it's separate. It's $199 per year. It's the third button, the third bullet.
And who actually puts the?
Okay, this is the beautiful part about why I chose the company we're working with to build it for you. It can totally be changed by you, but we can help you do it. And you put your own pictures on it. Okay, you get your own pictures. If you do commercial, you put a commercial picture. If you put a residential picture, it makes it look residential. Some brokers have residential and commercial. You can make them both. So it's totally designed and customizable.
Do you have to get our own domain name or?
The domain name, don't get a domain name. We have a special video that we would like you to listen to because the domain name has long-term implications for you. And we're recommending you all have 3 domain names. There's a reason for that. If you put your name, who's got a business? Give me your business card, somebody in here.
They're in the jar.
Oh, okay, let me just take this one right here. AQ Mufti, who's that?
He joined, but he.
Oh, he's the one that just left? Oh, I'm gonna put his card, okay, right there, all right. All right, let me just use your card. Drago Benjak, right? Okay, that could be a domain name, but people are not gonna find you unless they know you. So you need another name like MississaugaRealEstateHelp.com.
I have askdrago.ca.
Okay, and you've got a website there?
Yeah.
Good, so.
I have a domain name for that website that I renew every 12 months.
Okay, very good. So you can put the widgets on your existing website, okay? The websites that we have there, they have thousands of listings, a lot of them exclusive properties that are not on the Toronto Real Estate Board. But you should have the search MLS on your website, and you should have the exclusive ones as well, both working on your website. Let me just get through this.
Okay.
How to promote your website. This is where everyone should be spending all their time over the next year. Once this is set up, everything for ICIWorld, it's all automatic. You don't have to do anything. Listings are automatically updated every single day. Your information is working 24/7 on the internet for you. You go out for lunch, it's working for you. It doesn't come down off the internet. Your job, your responsibility. You want to make money? Get your thoughts, your information. Get them all on the internet where they can work for you. Let the internet do the power. That's the power of what the internet can do for you. If you put your information up there. It's like fishing. You don't put your line in the water, you got no chance to put food on the table. No hour pledge. We have this, we stand by this. It's on the internet. We print this. If you're not making money or triggering leads every 90 days, there's 3.7 billion people out here. And if you don't put listings on, your listings are old, you don't have your website working, you don't have widgets, and you're gonna miss out. Now, I need everyone to fill this out right now. There is a little survey here. In consideration of me coming here today, would you mind, please, filling in this evaluation form? I don't know if everyone's got one. Just take 1 minute, please, and fill in this evaluation form. I really want to thank you in advance for filling in these forms because this helps us doing these seminars going forward.
So
And go ahead if you want to.
before everyone leaves,
Yeah.
I'm committed to going down on the 25th to your seminar. So if anybody wants CCI.
CCIN.
Yeah.
Right, so if you guys want to do a carpool, please inform the girls at the front desk or have me paid. And if we can get a group of people, that'd be great. Okay, that'd be good. And to mention, this is a great venue. Owner wasn't here for it, but a great venue for advertising your exclusive listings. I think you're going to see a lot more exclusives in the marketplace today because people just don't want to be counted. They don't want to put on MLS. Allows you to make your own direct deals with them. So it's a great venue. So yeah, I like it.
You guys,
I thumbs up on it.
I'm just gonna say something, and Gary, thank you for the amazing presentation. This is a no-brainer. It's not expensive, it'll give you business, and it'll give you other leads. Sign up if you can, because what a great tool. What a great tool.
Go partners with somebody, but do it because
Actually,
this exposed.
I'm glad you brought that up. It's an individual membership.
Oh, how about that?
The only thing we don't do is allow 2 people on 1 membership. Husbands and wives, they each need a membership. Fathers and sons, they each need a member. Team members, they each need a member. Whoever is going to be making $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 from the sale of a property has to be a member. Okay? The website is a different story. You can put 2, 3, 4 people on the website. That's okay. But when you put a listing on ICIWorld, whoever's going to be making the money from it has to be a member. So that's just a little.
Right, yeah, well, if you have any questions,
Yes, sir. Okay, come on up, come on right up. Did you make your appointment for your, okay, you got your appointment done? Okay, approval there? Okay, here you go. And you've got your appointment made?
Not yet.
Okay, make your appointment. Welcome aboard, by the way. I'll see you in your appointment. Okay, very good. So you're doing it here, not online?
I booked the format as well.
Okay, hold on one second. Where did I put the, anybody see the stapler? Stapler here. Hang on one second. And Zahur? There you go, my friend.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard. And do you want to make your appointment now?
I did already.
Oh, you did? Fantastic. You're good to go.
Yeah.
You're good to go. Welcome aboard. All righty. That's the seminar offer that you see there. And get your corporate card. There it is there. And that's a little bit of a summary. That concludes everything for me today. However, I will be here for about another hour. That's how long it takes me to get everything organized to get out of here. I hope. Simone, I'm not going to be walking anything here for an hour while you.
No, you're right.
Okay?
You have a draw? You have a draw here?
Yeah, doing lunch, I'm ready to do lunch after this.
Gary, do you have a draw?
Okay, yes. I did. And where do you want to go? Whatever you want. Okay, thank you very much for your feedback.
I didn't go on
If you do the website, it's preferable to do that right now, and I'll stay with you and do it. And also, did you make your appointment yet? Okay, before you leave, I want to make sure we get your appointment done. And I want you to bring your phone up here with me.
Gary.
Yes, sir.
Did you say you had a draw?
Yes, okay, a draw. Anybody that's joined, by the way, I'm gonna, if somebody, okay, everyone hand in their memberships, because I'm gonna do something special I haven't done before.
Business.
Yep, and you can put your business cards in here. Because chances are, somebody's gonna be already joining that's gonna win this thing. I'm gonna do something special for the winner. Okay? All right. Is this, I guess I put it all in there. Okay, that's it. Everybody's got their card in here? Okay. Simone?
I don't have my card there. I will absolutely. Okay, everybody ready? Violetta!
Okay, now, I'm gonna give you a choice, because you're ready to join, is that correct? Okay. Hang on one second. I gotta make it more special for the person that joined than if you had not joined. If you had not joined, I would have given you a year. I'm gonna do it. I've never done that before. I might have given it to you, so next time I might not do it, but I'm gonna do it. You're gonna get the year and a half now, and I'm adding 2 years on for you. I've never done that before.
That's very nice.
I've never done it before.
Yay, Violetta!
Okay, we're going. And give me a high five too, I like that. Okay, great, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay.
Excuse me, Gary.
Yes.
This says 1 year, it doesn't say year.
Oh, no, if you, can you bring me your phone and do it online right now? It's a year and a half.
Oh, year and a half.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you hand it in here, I
Can we do it and pay online too?
right now, bring your phone up.
Okay.
Bring your phone
So
up.
where's that?
Want to make an appointment? Or
No,
you want to join?
Come on, I gave you that, but,
Okay.
join.
Commercial.
Okay, hold it here. Just let it work and go down until you see an orange button for Canada. Give it a moment, it's still loading. Okay, keep going. Keep going, keep going. No. Wait a minute.
You missed
Wait a minute. I think we're at the wrong website. There's only one special website to do this at. Okay? Oh, yeah, hang on one second. I'm gonna take this right out of here and go to support, okay? Oh, I'm gonna take it, it's only, you see that special NREILS.com?
Okay, I wasn't here.
Right there, you see that address there? This is, just so everyone knows, this is the only place where you can get this special online. NREILS.com. Okay? NREILS. Open Safari, Google Chrome, go to this address, Some people, if you accidentally pay 300, I will be reimbursing you if you did.
So from there, we'll do it.
60 minutes, click on 60 minutes. Oh, you're confirmed.
Okay,
So you have an appointment.
with you on Wednesday, next week.
That's right. Okay, you sit in front of your computer, you can be at the office, you can be at home, doesn't matter. So 10 minutes before your time, you go to ICIWorld.com and click on webinar workshops.
Okay.
Okay, welcome aboard. Did I give you your corporate card?
Not yet. Would you be able to?
Here you go.
Gary, have a look at my website before
No, not
our
before.
appointment?
I can't.
No? No.
I will look at it at that time and I'll give you some recommendations and we can talk about it. I'm your assistant, so I'll be making recommendations and you're the boss and you'll make the final decision.
Perfect. Thank you.
It's still working on coming, let it work. You know what? You got it, Dave?
Yeah, that'll be
Oh, welcome aboard. Did you get your corporate card? Oh, you got it? Okay, good show. Good show. Okay. Okay, it's working. And whenever the appointment is. Yep, 10 minutes before your time, sit in front of the computer and click on webinar workshops. Okay, now click on the little hamburger button, the 4 lines up at the top. Click on join today. Okay, give it a moment. You can see it working. Well, you're doing a good job by waiting each time though. So I gotta give you credit for that. Some people keep clicking and it takes years, you know, but it's chugging away.
Actually, you know, the website that's on my card, I canceled it, last week.
Okay, and so right now it's still working, but it's.
No, I went on it, it's not.
It's not, okay, we can use that domain. I can help you save that domain name
No.
for another site.
But the information, I should have probably
Saved it
kept
all.
it
Yeah.
and saved it, which I didn't.
Who's that company with?
MCS
Interactive.
Yeah.
Yes.
MC something.
Okay, so there
So,
we go.
I don't know if I should, maybe I could join back. They told me anytime I could come back with no fees,
Okay,
but it's gonna cost me like whatever. I think they're charging me
If
quite
you
a bit,
want, I'll talk-
250 a month.
I'll talk to you in
a
your-
year. No, a quarter.
I'll talk to you in your appointment and then we can go over that. Still waiting for
It's
that.
really slow.
Yeah, I don't know.
Earlier just went quickly. I
Yeah,
guess you have lots of people join.
Yeah.
That's good.
and Simone, I need you to fill in your application. So it's still chugging away, yeah.
So if I join
Hang on,
on
we'll,
there,
Yeah.
then I don't need to do that.
you don't need to do this, is correct.
Okay.
Hang on one second.
Is this you?
That's it. Click on the 3 lines up there. That, we call that the hamburger bun. It's like a hamburger.
Okay.
Oh, you got it right away, eh? Okay, down at the bottom, join today.
Okay, so what happened now?
Okay, hang on.
Oh, you went back to that?
Yeah, I went back to the main screen. Here, you know what to do? Sit on this computer here.
Please can join?
Oh, wait a minute, I should be stopping the recording, and the last recording, I should have stopped this a few minutes ago.
Oh, yeah.
But everyone's joining here at the office, so I'm just gonna sign off now on this particular recording, and the easiest way to do that, let me go back to the main page. If you need to contact us, there's our information. You can actually stop the video, pause the video. You have the contact information on the screen. You can give us a call if you need a hand one-on-one. Okay, that's it for today. We're gonna stop the recording.
Do we have to enter password?